While Yuta Watanabe might not be in the Brooklyn Nets starting five, he's one of the most valuable players on the team, especially down the stretch. Having good role players is a must if you want to make it far, and with the way that Yuta's been playing, we think the Nets can be a scary team. So in this video, we're going to tell you all about how clutch the athlete's been this season, plus some more. First up, Watanabe's proving that he's ready for prime time. Just a heads up, the following stats are accurate as of the 19th of December. Yuta's been part of the closing lineup for Brooklyn a total of 11 times, while being third in terms of fourth quarter minutes, behind only Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But considering how reliable he's been as of late, that's not surprising. He's earned the trust and respect of the coaching staff and his teammates due to his ability to rise to the occasion, no matter how high pressure the situation is. He's leading the league in fourth quarter three-point shooting out of all the players who've attempted at least 15 trays, with an insane percentage of 68.4. The next players on the list don't even come close to cracking the 60% mark, while Watanabe's converting on almost 70% of them. Many players fold under pressure, but not Yuta. According to a clutch model designed by statistician Mike Buoy, the athlete's been the 22nd most clutch player in the league out of 514 tracked players. And get this, under this clutch model, he ranks ahead of guys like LeBron, Jason Tatum, and Jimmy Butler. It's safe to say that if Brooklyn wants to do some damage this year, they need to keep feeding the ball to Yuta because he's a walking bucket in the clutch. Next up, let's look at his clutch shots against the Blazers. When the Nets and Trailblazers faced off on the 17th of November, Watanabe had a strong showing as he posted 20 points and 7 rebounds, along with 5 makes from downtown, 3 of which came in the fourth. His first clutch three came with about 4 minutes 53 seconds remaining in the fourth when the Nets were up by just 2 points. Ben Simmons found Yuta wide open at the left wing, and of course, he let it fly, giving Brooklyn a 5-point lead. Then, a little under 3 minutes later, he drained another tray. KD dished the ball to Joe Harris with 1 minute and 50 seconds left, and he saw Watanabe wide open in the left corner, so he passed it to him with no hesitation. Thanks to the clutch three from Yuta, the Nets gained a 5-point lead with 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining. In the end, the Nets won by 2 points, due in large part to the athlete's insane shooting. This game showed us all how he's never scared of taking the big shot, and his ability to stay so calm despite the high stakes is beyond him. Moving on, we have his shots against the Raptors and the Pistons. Yuta showed off his elite shooting against his former team as well when Brooklyn matched up against Toronto on the 16th of December. He scored 17 points and sank 3 shots from beyond the arc. Scoring points in the fourth's generally impressive since most players out on the court are pretty tired, but to do so while it's a close game's even better. With about 10.5 minutes left in the fourth, the Nets were up by just 2 points, but thanks to Watanabe's corner three, they brought their lead up to 5, though that was nothing compared to what he did toward the end of the game. With less than 16 seconds remaining, Kyrie passed the ball to Yuta, who was waiting in the same corner, and sure enough, he cashed in on the three. This was huge because the Nets were down by 1, and thanks to his clutch shooting, they took a 2-point lead and went on to win the game. He was clutch from the corner once again when the Pistons went up against Brooklyn on the 18th of December. The Nets were up 4 with around 5 minutes remaining in the game, and as usual, Yuta was waiting in the left corner. As is also usual, he made the shot like it was nothing, giving Brooklyn a 7-point lead. Following that, let's look at some other clutch plays from the athlete. It hasn't only been his shooting that's helped Brooklyn down the stretch, as his hustle and intelligence have also been major factors. His ability to make the right plays at the right time has also been on full display in various games, such as the matchup against Toronto. The scores were level with a little under 3 minutes left, and Simmons passed the ball to Yuta in the right corner. He didn't take the shot because he knew the defense would contest it well, so instead, he pump-faked his defender and drove inside before dishing the ball to Simmons for an easy dunk. And we can't forget about his insane offensive rebounding against the Pacers in the Nets' 136-133 win on the 10th of December. Brooklyn was up by 1 with about 2.5 minutes left in the fourth. After Yuta missed his free throw, he got the offensive board and passed it straight to Patty Mills, who drained the three to give the Nets a 4-point lead. Then, when Cam Thomas airballed a shot with 1 minute and 52 seconds remaining, Watanabe collected another offensive board and cashed in on the layup. Plays like these are why the Nets need to use him as much as possible so that he can keep this up once the playoffs begin. Coming up, let's look at Yuta's 3-point numbers so far. Now, these stats are accurate as of the 30th of December, and boy, are they impressive. The athlete cashed in on 34 shots from downtown after attempting just 65 of them, giving him the best 3-point percentage in the entire league at 52.3. What's particularly incredible about this is the fact that Yuta wasn't always the best 3-point shooter. Sure, he was good in 2021, but then his percentage plummeted the next season. Though right now, the athlete's on a whole other level. Every time the Nets find him waiting in the corner, it feels as if they're gonna get a guaranteed bucket. So this begs the question, will the NBA select Watanabe to be part heart of the three-point contest? There's only a little over a month left before All-Star Weekend, and if Yuta keeps up his insane three-point shooting, then he should definitely make the cut. When Hoops Hype asked the athlete about how it would feel to take part in the contest, he said it would be an honor, so we're hoping he gets a chance to showcase his talents on one of the grandest stages. Up next, how did he improve his three-point shooting? Sporting News' Steph Noh detailed this earlier in the 2023 season. He noted that Yuta considerably sped up his release since his first year in the league by using a 1-2 step rather than hopping when he gathers the ball. Plus, he doesn't drop the ball to his thighs on the catch, and the results of these changes speak for themselves. There's nothing better than when an athlete works hard at their craft behind the scenes, and then everyone gets to see that translate into their in-game performances. Now, let's talk about what Yuta has to say about the Raptors. Starting off, he credits them for his current success. Even though Watanabe's time in Toronto was pretty underwhelming because it was plagued with injuries and him barely getting playing time, he believes it was still a great opportunity. The athlete said that he cannot thank them enough for giving him 2 years of opportunity despite all the highs and lows. He recalled that there were times when he'd be getting solid minutes, but other times he was out there not getting a single minute of playing time. Yet he didn't mind because he still learned so much from just being part of the team. He was able to pick up on things from his former coaches as well as his teammates. So Yuta claims that the Raptors organization deserves a lot of credit for his current success. It's great to know that he has no negative feelings toward the team that kind of gave up on him, but instead, he's publicly letting everyone know about how much the franchise meant to him. Moving on, let's see what Nick Nurse had to say about him. Following Toronto's loss to the Nets, Nurse told reporters that the Raptors tried their best with the athlete, but it just wasn't working out too well. In the words of Nick, it was hard since he was really good for some stretches, but then he'd cool off, so there was a lack of consistency. To top it all off, he was quite injury-prone during his Toronto days, so the Raptors had a tough decision to make. Either they could have remained patient or let him go, and they went with the second option. You'd have expected Coach Nick to have at least praised the athlete, but sadly, that wasn't really the case. Finally, which side's better off right now? Considering how well Yuta's been playing and how much of a sniper he is from deep, we think the Raps should regret letting him go. But at the same time, the Raps are struggling big time as they're currently 11th in the East, and at the end of the day, a role player can't do much if the team's down in the dumps anyway. Also, it was in the best interests of Yuta to leave Toronto because he wouldn't be getting such good looks on that team. Watanabe benefits a lot from playing alongside stars like KD and Kyrie because the defense is so focused on both of them that teams often leave him open, resulting in some easy threes. The Raptors are only home to one elite player, Pascal Siakam, and even though he's shown glimpses of how great he can be, he'll never require as much defensive attention as dudes like Durant and Irving. Keeping all that in mind, we think Watanabe's way better off without the Raps than they are without him, as he's currently playing the best basketball of his life. Plus, since he's playing for a big market team, his talent and amazing outings will never go unnoticed. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Yuta can keep up his excellent performances in the clutch? Let us know in the comments below. As always, remember to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.
17 of 22.
We're still building. We know we got a long way to go.
Yuta Watanabe, 25 minutes off the bench. He pours in 16 points.
Red Dragon roll here.
Oh my God.
You gotta use the chopstick now.
Yeah, I gotta use them.